And we are live and we are back. Let's go. I'm Cory, your host, one half of the Court and Full of Fed podcast. And I'm back like I never left with another installment of Wealth Wednesdays here on the Court and Full of Fed podcast. We discuss health and wealth, finance and fitness, and everything in between. And we want to make sure you save more and say less and keep making better your best. Yes, yes. However, when my co-host Jordan went on paternity leave, I started these Wealth Wednesdays where we get straight to the finance information, no filler in between. And I know y'all see the topic of today's video. I touched on it, I believe, last episode. We talked about 1 trillion in car debt on the last episode, and I was originally going to talk about the cost of cars now because the car payment amount continues to go up and up and up, and that's what we're going to get into today. But before I get started, y'all know what y'all need to do. If I can pull up whatever the banner. Anyways, make sure to hit that like button, share and subscribe. Shout out to the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you leave those rating reviews on the podcast platforms as well. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, let Jordan and I know what you think about the video by leaving a comment below. See, I finally worked on adding that to the beginning where most people are still watching this. Now, my co-host Jordan information, Stop Stalling J, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, FinallyFit 06, Instagram, FinallyFit, Facebook, FinallyFit.live is the website where you can sign up for the virtual training sessions, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday and Wednesday. And if you can't make those classes, you still get access to the Google Drive as well as once a month coaching sessions with Jordan as far as checking in on, how your progress is going from a diet standpoint, working out, all that stuff that Jordan does, that's what he handles. I don't do that. For myself, sideline_Cory, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and all my financial coaching information is in the show notes below, and all of Jordan information is in the show notes on YouTube as well. Speaking of paternity leave, my wife and I are going to try to make it happen in the next 2 or 3 days. So I'm going to try to record a handful of episodes. We still coordinate. My mother-in-law's coming up with my mom's doing. It's so much stuff going on right now. But sooner rather than later, if I do happen to miss a couple episodes, watch the latest one and you're going to know exactly why. But I'm trying to make sure I have a handful up. So if I am unable to record, you guys still have some content out there. All right. But and I already know the one I'm going to do first is the student loans. We know they won't go away. It's a freaking parasite. But the SAVE, I don't know if it's called the SAVE Act, but it's called, let me see what it's called SAVE Repayment Plan. Okay, that's going to be the next. I was going to do that today, but I was like, I said I was going to do the car loan stuff today. I'm trying to do my best, keep my word and stick to what I say I'm going to record next, unless something major happens. The SAVE program, look, student loans are what they are. You know, they start back up in October. Interest starts back up September, so a week from tomorrow. The SAVE repayment plan, I have no idea what it's about. I just saw something on Instagram real quick about it. Interested to see how that benefits people. But some of the stuff I heard, I was like, oh my goodness. It's all about making it so is it a repayment plan? Because it's called the SAVE repayment plan. What type of repayment plan is it if it actually doesn't help you repay the debt? We're not talking about that right now. All right, that's it. Locked and loaded. And again, don't sue me, sue your mama. This is for entertainment purposes only. Myself, nor Jordan, or finance and fitness professionals. Any and everything you hear on here is for entertainment purposes only, and you need to seek a professional and do your own research before taking any action. All right, y'all, let's get into the true cost of cars. And yes, does it seem like I'm rushing? Yeah, we got to go and get this walking in, some curb. I don't know, some curb stepping. I don't know. It's a list of things that my wife can do. All right, y'all. Once I figure out how to share this, and again, this isn't posted at 11 o'clock, so I know that means I'm recording it fresh off of work. All right, but I'm gonna still get this posted up on Wednesday, the day I'm recording it. All right, y'all. And today we got 2 articles, so we're not just gonna talk about car loans, but before we get into car loans, let's talk about the one cost that really sneaks up on people. It's the car maintenance. Look at me, I'm at the wrong part of the article. The average cost of car maintenance by Bankrate. And this is published June 5th, 2023. And this is by Rebecca Betterton, edited by Helen Wilbers. The same thing I feel about cars is the same thing I feel about a house. It's not about the purchase price. It is about the purchase price and the payment if you're taking out debt. But the maintenance on a house and a car, really on anything, is what destroys people financially, and the thing that people normally don't even think about or plan for, however you want to look at it from a financial standpoint. Definitely for a house. At least with a car, cars are extremely easy to liquidate and acquire. You can sell a car and buy a car in the same, all in one transaction, and you don't have to worry about it. There's always a place buying a car. It's called the dealer. They might not give you what you want, but you can always just literally just go sell your car to somebody and then buy a car right then and there, all in the same transaction. A house, not so much. But when it comes to the maintenance, that is something that can extremely devalue how much really whatever the item is, and not just maintenance for cars and a house, but for anything. Maintenance is so key, and that's something that people tend to overlook when it comes to not just a house, but a car as well, which we're going to talk about in this article. For a house, it comes back to bite people when they go to actually sell the house, unless it's in a crazy housing market, but usually comes back to bite you because when you were a buyer, right, you weren't a seller, when you were a buyer, you were seeing all these things that needed to be done. You were like, hey, we're not paying for this. You need to take that off, or you need to get it fixed, and and add it to the price. However you want to look at it, we're not paying for the stuff that needs to be fixed. And if we are paying for it, then the sale of the home, the cost of the home needs to drop by that amount. So if it needs $20,000 in maintenance and the home is at 500,000, you got to drop it down to 480, maybe even more than that, right? Depending on, what exactly needs to be done. But all right, here we go. Price of vehicle ownership adds up. All right, when the time comes to purchase your next car, you must consider the true cost of vehicle ownership. Same thing with home ownership. Include, right, trip to the mechanic. All right, AAA found that drivers put an average of almost $10,728 towards their new cars in 2022, not including the purchase price. Excuse me. That is $1,062 increase from the previous year. Wait, what? Those services range in cost. AAA found that drivers put an average of almost $11K towards their car. What is that? Is that just maintenance? $11,000. That can't be just maintenance. That's include maybe gas and other things, car insurance. As gas prices rise, it's important to prepare for vehicle costs when budgeting for which car is right for you. Are they going to include car insurance and gas? If they include car insurance and gas, yes, it might be around $10K if you drive a lot. Average cost operated a new car in 2022 was almost $11,000. What? The average driver spends $2,000 per year for full coverage. Y'all spending? That's roughly what I'm paying, but I'm paying for two vehicles. That's not how much I'm paying for one car. I was paying not even $100 with Geico. License registration and taxes. Yeah, each state is different on their tax for the vehicle. For your tags, $675. Okay, we're including all this stuff. It looks like drivers in new vehicles should get their oil change every $5 to $7,500. 1 in 3 drivers can afford unexpected vehicle repairs. That's why credit card debt is so high. That's what we talked about in the last episode. You don't have anywhere from the $400 to $1,000, whatever it is in that range, that less than 40% or 60%, whatever the number is that bank rate usually gives out. Whatever that number is, most people don't even have $1,000. So when these car repairs happen, people usually have to put them on credit cards. All right, 7.9% of drivers have delayed their vehicles routine. Do not delay them. 8% is not that bad. I mean, somebody's going to delay it, right? 8% is not that high. Now, what does that cost the 8% that's doing it? That's another conversation. But yeah, don't delay your car maintenance. All right, and what you can figure out to do for yourself that will save you tons of money, go ahead. I remember my engine. I have a Honda Accord. Right? I'm on the Honda gang, so I'm supposed to be on the cheaper side from the maintenance standpoint. But I remember when I first needed my engine air filter and my cabin air filter to get changed, they were going to charge me like over $100 for each. I knew it was going to be over 200. One of them might have been like 150, 170. It was something crazy. I said, really, is it that much? And then the guy, I'm not a car person, for those who don't know. I'm not a car person. I love cars, but I'm not the maintenance person. This is why you need, first thing I recommend, build a team. I have people in my life who are very well versed in vehicles. Anyways, the guy, and this is why I still go to dealership, because I respect the person who helped me that day. He was like, yeah, you can just change these yourself, and just look up a video, and they're like not even $20 each for each of the filters. And he was right. It's not that hard to change. None of that. It doesn't even take 5 minutes. It takes more time waiting for it to get here. Extremely easy to fix or swap out, however you want to look at it, and easy to check, to see when exactly you need it. But I mean, that's something 7 times the price. I mean, I haven't even changed the air filter, engine air filter, either of them 7 times. So there are some things that you might be able to do on your vehicle that you can save a significant amount of money on, and those are some things you might want to look up. Again, this comes from the car person. I'm not someone to tell you do maintenance on your car, but there are some things you can probably do that's going to save you a ton of money. All right, routine vehicle maintenance keeps your car running the way it should. True. And by extension, keeps you and your passengers safe. That's true. One thing too with vehicles, yeah, obviously you need to do proper maintenance so you stay safe. All right, rest of maintenance can vary. Typically, right, yeah, mechanic usually going to get things checked out every time you go get your oil change, anywhere from the 5 to 7,500 miles on average. Okay, mechanics are there to help you. They are right, also just trying to make money. Yes, also cross-reference how much it costs, when you're supposed to get this maintenance done, so you aren't getting screwed on this. All right, here are the main things, the top 5 things. Oil change, 5 to 7,500. That's going to be anywhere from $20 to $75. Basic inspection every 5,000 miles, 150 to 250. Tire rotation, 5 to 8,000 miles. That's going to be $35 to $100. Wiper replacement, something like, okay, windshield wiper replacement. That's something I need to do. Windshield wiper replacement, just pay for that yourself, right? If they're gonna, sometimes because they're so easy, they'll usually just charge you for the windshield wipers, and it's it might be $1 or $2 more. Okay, but if they're gonna charge you like some installation type fee for it, nah, just go ahead and buy the windshield wipers yourself, or see if you can buy the windshield wipers for them and then just install them yourself. So something like windshield wipers, engine air filter, cabin air filter, again, depends on your vehicle. Those are usually things you'll be able to do for yourself if you're not a car person like me. All right, yeah, windshield wipers every 6 months, 50 to 60. Hold on. Yeah, they $50 to $60 is egregious for windshield wipers. I'm not aware of it costing that much. Brake pad replacement, 10 to, yeah, and that's the brake pad. You need brakes, right? You need to be able to stop your vehicle, anywhere from $115 to $300 per axle. So 2 axle, you got 2 axle vehicle, right? That's anywhere from $230 to $600. All right. Now, something like the basic inspection, depending on what you get, they might, depending on what dealership you go, what maintenance person, car shop you go to, they might do inspect your vehicle every time for free. It's baked into the cost that you're already paying for some other stuff. So you might see an increase in like your oil change, but they're doing the inspection as well, topping off your fluids, all these different type of things. Checking your battery, they do all that stuff. Is sort of like baked into the price, even though you don't actually pay for it, quote unquote. Yep, getting new parts. Okay, you will almost certainly have to replace some parts in your vehicle. Not almost certainly, you will, either due to a general wear and tear or larger issues. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Replacements, yes, price tag can be very, very large. Yes, mechanics may not have the exact batteries, transmission, or brakes your vehicle requires on hand, and delivery takes time. This is more though if you're getting, this is the benefit of having the non-luxury vehicles, but those parts are usually more in abundant, and on top of that, the vehicles in general are not as complicated to fix as the luxury vehicles. Mercedes, not Lexus. Lexus is extreme. Lexus is pretty much a Toyota with an L with an L on it. But Mercedes, BMW, Audi, things like that. Even though Audi, some could say Audi's just a Volkswagen with 4 rings on it. Regardless, though, the luxury vehicles, really more German type of vehicles, they usually are, I won't say more complicated to fix, but harder to fix. And so there are less mechanics, and therefore, since there are less mechanics, there could be, I would say, not more specialized because I'm way out my wheelhouse. But in short, it's not as many people who can fix an Audi that can fix a Honda. Therefore, the mechanics cost more. It's kind of that. Then on top of the parts themselves, but the amount of mechanics who can actually fix the vehicle. That's why you can sort of take like your Honda or your Toyota kind of just anywhere to fix it. It's not that complicated. They usually don't have all these different type of specialized parts versus something like a Mercedes. You need to take your Mercedes to the Mercedes dealership. You highly recommend you do that. All right. Because that could cause you more issues. You have the wrong part put on there, things like that. Those luxury vehicles typically require the parts that are just for that vehicle. Okay, outside, 2 common factors that influence cost of your vehicle type. Luxury, okay. I swear to y'all, I don't read ahead. First time reading the article. Luxury vehicles carry higher costs for parts and the market cost. Consumers are also directly impacted by an increase in cost from inflation and availability of vehicle parts. Yep. If you're comfortable working with vehicles, you could save money by replacing your air. I swear. Shout out to Gary Vee. I love the internet timestamps. I swear to y'all, I do not read these articles ahead of time. I told y'all, and I'm not a vehicle person. I will fold vehicles and snakes. I'm not an expert. I mean, I don't rock with snakes at all. Terrified. I know nothing about cars. I mean, I know where to put the gas and things like that, but I'm not fixing them. Look, change your air filter. Okay, vehicle part, tires. Okay, mileage. I mean, tires vary widely. If you got a lot of y'all can't afford your vehicle because you got the big ass truck and you can't buy them tires. You might have to spend a couple racks buying your tires. Also, too, something like tires. Again, depends on the vehicle. You have kind of tires you need, but it might be cheaper. Not might be. It's usually going to be cheaper if you don't get it from dealership. I remember they wanted almost $2,000 for the tires that came with my car. That was if I got them through the dealership. It was almost half the price going through Walmart. I'm like, what? And not just Walmart, anywhere else that just sold the tire. I mean, you just look up your tire that you have. All right, air filter replacement. See, look, this ain't 35 to 80. Look, 80, y'all. Air filter replacement, engine and cabins. This is usually, by the way, I don't know every vehicle. Two separate things usually, though. Your engine air filter, then your cabin air filter. So both might cost $35, so $70 total. I would say that's on the high end, depending on the type of vehicle. But I literally just replaced mine. Irony. It wasn't even, I think it was, with tax, $42. All right, so not even in this range. They were only one of them was over $20, I think, before tax. And then brake pad replacement. Didn't they already say brake pad replacement? Okay, they're letting you know, get your brakes changed. All right, cost of vehicle parts over the past 10 years. So vehicle parts, what is that? Look at the price. This is probably gonna be since the pandemic. Right. Yep, the pandemic. Look at that spike. Unexpected repairs. Surprise costs are bound to come up in vehicle ownership. There's gonna be an unexpected spill. I want to be clear. You spill something in your vehicle. When we're talking about car repairs, we're talking about things that are going to impact the safety, something like brakes or seatbelts, and the ability to actually drive the vehicle. If you spill something in your car, just don't. I mean, take the L. Take the L. That's not unexpected. Look, there's going to be an unexpected spill that stains the interior of your car. Who cares? Or something more serious like a fender bender, right? You get an accident. If you get an accident, that's what you have insurance for. So you just got to pay that deductible. Either way, it is important to have extra money saved in case unexpected repairs pop up. Yes, classify if you mess up the interior as a repair, but we're not talking about cosmetic repairs here. All right, if you got a whole bunch of stains in your car, who cares? I mean, wait till you have kids. Like, what do you think your kids gonna do? I'm gonna tell my wife that, like, we're not about to get you a crazy nice car because these kids about to mess it up. I highly recommend you do not get an extremely nice vehicle until your kids are well within their teenage years, like almost at the house. Because if you want to put some little, not bad kids, but kids make a mess in the sense, bad kids. Some little snotty kids. All right, your kids got friends, you got pick them up, take them places. All of your nice luxury whip, man, you just wasting the money. All right, AAA found that nearly 1 in 3 drivers cannot afford a bill for an unexpected repair. What's the cost of them? What's the definition of unexpected? While these costs are mostly out of your control, you can save future stress by budgeting for the worst case scenario. Excuse me. Yeah, shop around for your repair, right, for prices. Contact your insurance company, see what is covered before spending money on repair. All right, here's an outline of common repairs that may come up and the costs that are associated with them. Flat or blown tire. See, unexpected repair. Catching a flat or a blown tire, that's unexpected. But the replacement of the tire of itself, you have to replace your tires. That is a known purchase. And you have 4 tires. Well, some of you got that spare. If you got, you got the Jeep, but you're gonna have to replace your tires at some point in time, around the mileage. So, let's say your tires last for 50,000 miles, and you put 10,000 miles on it, right, every year. So you got 5 years that your tires are gonna last. You need to start preparing as you get around. I don't know, maybe 4 years out, however long it's gonna take you to save up to buy your tires, so you can replace those tires when it's time to. Transmission issue, that's vague. Weather-related damage. See, if it's cosmetic, again, scratches, dents. I mean, weather-related damage, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but again, your insurance might pay for that. Minor collisions. What minor collision? What? $50? That might be a little scratch something. Engine overheating. Okay. Dead battery. Dead battery is unexpected, but you're gonna have to replace your battery. So that's not unexpected. Broken starter mower. So dead battery and flat tires, these are the things where we talk about knowing, truly classifying what is and is not an emergency. All right, and you know for a fact, because if you're driving, you get a flat, your tire gets blown, it's a flat. As long as you don't crash, don't hit nobody, you're safe. You're able, pull your car over on the side of the highway or the road, whatever it is. That's the emergency. The fact that your tire is blown out, you're going to need a new tire. And to be extremely respectful or disrespectful, should I say, even though most people don't have the $400 to $1,000 a tire, if you get one blown tire, doesn't cost that much. I got new tires right before Thanksgiving. And then, mind you, I'm working from home. So I got new tires, and then March, maybe, I caught a flat, and I don't drive nowhere. I did drive to North Carolina for Thanksgiving, but outside of that, I don't drive nowhere pretty much at all. And when I caught a flat, I'm like, I don't even know where I've been last, because all I do is drive to the grocery store and get my hair cut. Like, I don't even go anywhere. And so, but it was only a couple $100 to get the tire fixed. And it's like, if you can't take the couple $100 hit for a vehicle, you might need to stay your ass in the house and stop going to Starbucks, right? This is why you need to stop going to Starbucks, because you can't afford the $45 that battery. All right. I understand what people mean when they make those statements. Yes, increase your income. You can only lower expenses, but so much. But you need to know how to manage your money, and you might have an issue managing. You're literally addicted to Starbucks. You have a problem. You have an addiction issue, and that's why you actually need to stop going to Starbucks, because they're legally giving away drugs. Shout out to caffeine. Anyways, cost by brand, the out-the-door price of a higher-end vehicle is higher than a standard car, and its maintenance will carry higher costs as well. One thing with cars as well, the maintenance becomes more frequent and or can cost more as the vehicle gets older. So the one thing with vehicles, why people say don't take out a loan, is that not only do they depreciate, the cost to maintain them goes up. So they're inverse of each other, right? They're opposite of each other. Right? As time goes on, your vehicle begins to depreciate, the wear and tear increases, and as time goes on, the cost and the maintenance, as much as you spend on the vehicle to maintain it, to keep it up and running, increases. All right. You're okay, yeah. You might get a warranty, right? Your warranty might expire. I know. Yeah, one thing, my AC condenser messed up. It was still under warranty than that. The normal warranty comes with the vehicle. I think they said it was like gonna be like 3 racks or something. I'm like, dang. I mean, I got the 3,000. I'm like, thank God. And that was last year too. All right. While it may seem obvious that mid and high-end vehicles require high-end upkeep, this is not always the case. Take Dodge, for example. Excuse me. Although Dodge is a mid-tier option, the 5-year maintenance costs nears what Mercedes drivers must pay. Wow. Did not know that. Let me look that up. Cheapest car brands to maintain. Because I look at this list every now and then. Let's see what the cheapest car brands are to maintain. Okay, we got Toyota, Mitsubishi, Honda. Let's see where Ford is at. They're saying Ford is at, Dodge, 11,000. Is Ram different from Dodge Ram? Oh, these looks like different vehicles. Oh, okay. These are models. These aren't brands. No, these are brands. What's the difference between Ram and Dodge? Whatever. No need to deal with that right now. Let's see where Mercedes is at. It's not on the list. It's not on the list. I had one thing. It was just an order of everything. Tesla Model 3, cheapest. Yeah, electric cars, I think, I want to say are cheaper. I think it costs more to replace something, but the maintenance is lower because you don't do any of, to my knowledge, you don't have any of the fluid stuff because you got electric, Okay, here we go. Most expensive cars to maintain in 2023 is a Ram. Wow. Ram like a Dodge. Isn't that Dodge Ram? Is Ram different from Dodge? If you have a Ram, look at me, y'all, just getting information. If you have a Ram, have a used Ram that dates before 2009, you might still have the Dodge Ram emblem. The company dropped the Dodge 2009, so all trucks made from this day forward were simply Ram trucks. And though Dodge and Ram are still part of the same company, the trucks are labeled solely as Ram. Okay. They're separate brands. Got it. Did not know that. Understood. But again, Dodge, crazy. They got it as number one. I mean, they weren't, I mean, that's above Porsche. Look at the above Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, as they said. That is crazy. And it's, that Ram, those large trucks, makes sense. All right. Here we go. And it says take Dodge, for example. Right. Consider the value comes right on a vehicle when it comes down to how many times you have to take it to the body shop. But even regular costs like gas can be more expensive, right? Yeah, if you gotta buy premium. I remember I bought premium for my first two vehicles are Acura TSXs. I was buying my gas. I was paying over $3, $4 in gas, and I was making $7.25 at Burger King. Crazy times. What was I doing out here? All right, the research of the average annual cost of vehicle brands estimate how much a car will cost. Not I went to this. I'm telling you, I don't read ahead. I went to find research on how much these brands cost, and this right here. Cumulative 5-year maintenance. BMW 930. That must mean in 5 years you're not buying no tires. This must not include tires. This must be expected maintenance. Look at Mercedes, almost 2,000. That's crazy. BMW at 930. I'm not sure where they're getting that number from. Interesting. Cost by vehicle type. All right, well, we're almost done. So still gotta get to the bottom line. All right, yeah, okay, we're almost done. All right, yep, okay, yeah, the type of vehicle you have, right? As you can imagine, the size of the vehicle costs more. Same thing with gas, yada yada yada. Smaller sedans are the cheapest. And then half ton pickup, which I guess a Ram is, right? Very simple. Electric vehicle, car sales. Yeah, they're going up. Mentioned. Bottom line, maintenance is unavoidable and vehicle ownership, true. But by understanding average cost, you can accurately budget for routine maintenance and surprise repairs. I want to be clear. Let me finish reading this. Research mechanics and consult your owner's manual to confirm you are meeting your specific vehicle needs. Most, not all, but most car repairs, they're not surprised. You already know what maintenance and what things you have to maintain with your vehicle because it comes with it. Now, if you decide to get some aftermarket stuff, that's different, right? Just assuming stock stuff. But there aren't that many too like surprise things that can happen. Now, it is a surprise, like if your engine gets blown. But if your engine gets blown, that's an emergency. We would classify your engine getting blown as emergency. We wouldn't classify you catching a flat tire or even all your tires going flat at the same time as an emergency, right? I mean, it sucks to be an inconvenience, but it's not something. Hopefully, you wouldn't have to tap into the emergency fund for. It'd be something you could cash flow right then and there, or just wait to save up for it. Now, how often do people get off for their tires flat at the same time, right? But if you just catch a flat, or you see all these people with a flat tire on the side of the road, that's a couple $100. I mean, you should be able to cash flow that out of your budget. To tell you the truth. Right? And if you're in a position where you can't do that yet, you might need to stay in your house and stop drinking Starbucks. Right? That's the conversation people don't want to have. If you can't afford a couple $100 to get your one tire replaced, you might not need to be able to drive a lot. Why do you get to do all this driving, but you can't afford the basic maintenance for your vehicle that's required to drive it? And then you're more of a risk for everybody else on the road. It's like, no. All right. All right, again, average cost of car maintenance. This is again by Rebecca Burton and Helen Wilbers. What did it say? Rebecca was a what? Oh, she writes about the auto loans. Cool. All right, here we go. Now the next one. So all that maintenance when it comes to the vehicle, the cost. Now let's talk about the stupid ad right here. Let me get this ad out. It's not an ad. It wants me to sign in. Now we're on a Nerd Wallet, and we're going to talk about what's the average car payment per month. Let me see how well can y'all see that. Probably not that well. Zoom in one more time. All right, and again, this is by Shannon Bradley, and this is updated August 15, 2023. The average monthly car, God damn, what are you Negroes doing? It's not just black people doing this. This is insanity. Every time I see this number, I just die. I can't believe it's that high. Sometimes not that I wish I had a different job, but I could speak more freely. about some things. But this needs to be fixed. If there was that, screw student loans. Car loans, average monthly car payment is $725. That's the issue. Because at least in theory, the theory behind the student loans is that you're taking out this debt to make more money. Not the theory behind the car loans. What happens is that this is about to go down in value. And when you sell it, you're going to get, it just costs you money. There's no benefit. Oh my goodness. $725 for new cars, and it's still $516 for used. I don't know if I'm going to get to this article. Several factors determine your payment. Thank you, Shannon. We don't need nothing else, Shannon Bradley. Thank you. This is all I need. What's the average car payment per month? The average monthly car payment for new cars is $725. Used cars is $516. A lot of things impact these numbers. That's it. We don't need to know nothing else. All right, y'all. Let's get to 725 is egregious. It's egregious. Egregious. My guess is interest rates are impacting this, but it's still insanity. I can't think off the top of my head. My recommendation for a car payment is none. If you already have a car loan, you're switching out, right? That's cool. That's one thing. But I tell people do everything they can to avoid taking out a car payment, because this is I would say car payment. Having a car payment for essentially forever, extended period of time, is always having a car payment. Life insurance and owning a home. I would say those are the three main factors. If you do or don't have life insurance, if you do or don't end up owning a home, if you do or don't, have a car payment for an extended period of time in your lifetime. Those three things, I think, are the biggest factors outside of your just flat out savings rate and things that happen to you in life. I think whether or not you have a car payment for an extended period of time in your life is way more important than how much money you make. Same thing as far as whether or not you do or don't have life insurance, or you end up buying a house. Car payment, life insurance, purchasing a home, those three things, where you stand on that, are big factors on, how much wealth you end up building over your life long term. Car payment destroys y'all. If you want to know how much a lot of money is on a monthly basis, just have the government tell you how much you can put into an IRA every month. They got you right at $541 and some change. That's what the government says you can put into your IRA, Roth or traditional, every month. All right, the cap is $6,500 per year. Divided by 12 is around $540. All right, so $725. The government won't even let you put $725 into your Roth IRA every month. Excuse me. And they haven't even came out with the 120 term or the 10-year car loans yet. When that comes out, let me say this, because stuff is trending that way. When the $1,000 new car payments start coming out, like that's what's going to be the average. And I've seen those before, and this is back 2012, 13, 14, 15, whenever that was, that I was seeing these numbers. When we start seeing on average $1,000 in America, that's it. Don't do this. Where are the people at in your life to tell you not to take out a car loan for $1,000? Your income has to be insane to even mathematically have it make sense in your budget, regardless if you think you should or shouldn't take out the debt. To have $1,000 car payment, I don't even think I'm gonna read this article. I'm just gonna skim it and just spaz every time I see something. And this is according to Experian, first quarter 2023. These numbers, even though this article is written in August, so. But shout out to Shannon Bradley. It's worth noting more recent reports from other industry analysts place the average car payment for new and used vehicles even higher. Jesus Christ. This is on the low end? We got AutoSite Edmunds reported the average monthly payment for new cars is $7. Okay, not that much higher, $8. And used cars at $5. Jeez. Okay, that's a little bit higher. Thank God my wife's car payment is lower than this. But that's because I'm making sure the proper financial decisions get made. You already got a car loan, cool. We're gonna get you a new car, and the car payment is gonna be even less than what it is right now. But you're still gonna make that same car payment. That's anyways. Is it a good thing or bad thing to be well versed in how to pay off debt, right? And get loans if you do have to do it. But we gotta get that up out of here. Once our son is good and safe and healthy, that car is not the car payment is gone. All right. When you're buying a car, it's helpful to use the average car payment amount. Don't no. Simple car metric. And this is why, again, I get my books up right. This is why, let me make sure I can see the camera. This is why Dave Ramsey recommends no more than 50% of your net worth. Yeah, in vehicles. No, my bad. Your income. So if you make 100K, no more than 50K. But if you make 100K and you're single, do not buy a 50K car. I don't care if you pay cash. 50K in a car making 100K is insanity. Now, if you're at a 100K household, you got 2 vehicles, 25K each. That's a little bit different. If you're single, you're one person, no kids, do not buy a $50,000 car and you make 100K. That is egregious. I would say no more than a third. I know Jordan and I talked about this before. I would say even $33,000. All right. Once you make around 6 figures and you get your cars anywhere around 30, 35,000, that's about where you want to be at. You got one thing with vehicles, you got taxes and stuff. So let's just, knock off the taxes, but, say flat out, MSRP to make the conversation simple, a third tops, 35%, because I like even numbers, even though 35, is an odd number, but 5 is such a nice, pretty number. Insane. Do not look at the average benchmark. I'm gonna get a little bit lower. No, these numbers are insane. Even 569, 516 is crazy for a used car. That is insane. I would say if you make 100K, I know the money guys, what they have, 28.3, 20% down. Wait, no more than 8% of your gross, something like that, and pay it off in 3 years, something like that. I'm not butchering them, but I know that's their principle for it. Dave Ramsey's not going to tell you to take out debt at all. I'm going to tell you not to take out any debt at all, but if you are going to, have it paid off in a year tops. I don't care. A year tops. That is too much. Yeah. Oh my goodness. When you're buying a car, okay, we were talking about that. What determines your monthly car payment? What you mean? Interest in the term and how much you get dispersed. What? Let's say you know nothing about finance. This is your first article. What determines your monthly car payment? Here's a look at what contributes to the total amount of a car loan payment. Because I'm supposed to help people get financially educated. Your loan amount. So how much is this dispersed? So the car costs $20,000. You're putting no money down, so you're going to get a loan from your financial institution for $20,000. Your interest rate. Let's say the interest rate is 5%. Then they're going to say type of car you buy and where. Your choice of vehicle can also influence interest rate you receive. For example, some lenders charge higher loan rates for used cars. If you purchase a car from a private seller, your rate might be even higher. True. Yeah. Highly recommend against getting your, if you are going to do financing, don't get it from the dealer. But a lot of times people can only qualify. A lot of times when people need a vehicle, they usually aren't going to be able to qualify with their financial institution. So thus they get financing from the dealer. Do not ever roll over negative equity for your car. Some of y'all, especially now, different when Uber wasn't, Lyft. Now that we got Uber and Lyft and y'all be posting all these friends on your Instagram and stuff, catch an Uber or Lyft or catch a ride. Do not roll over negative equity. There are a lot of bad financial decisions you can make, but that's up there. That is up there. I know my wife did that, but fortunately during this time period, right, used cars were appreciating, so we were able to still get some equity out of her vehicle. Thank God. Out of her Jetta, even though she rolled over negative equity before we got together. Shut down. I wouldn't have that, but I was like, "Oh, I said you rolled over negative equity." I said, "No." I'm like, oh, goodness, but thankfully, thankfully the used car market went up. Good thing and a bad thing. But okay, type of car, yes. Usually used cars have a higher interest rate than new cars. Then the length of the loan, again, loans, right? Yeah, good for. And also remember for car mortgages are in years for the term. So 5-year, 10-year, 15, 30, whatever you want to think about it that way. For vehicles, the terms are in months. So 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, and 84. And like I said, the 120 or 10-year, right, car loans, where are they at, right? So right now you're seeing 7 months at 84, or excuse me, 7 years at 84 months. We have 96, 108, and 120. 108 months, 120 months is going to be crazy. 9-year, 10-year loans, crazy. But yeah, so for those who don't know, calculate interest rate on anything, how much the loan is dispersed for, what the actual interest rate is, and then the how long that loan needs to be paid back. That's going to determine your monthly payment. So if you have, let's say, a loan for $12,000 and it needs to be paid back in a year, and the interest rate is 0, that's going to be $1,000 a month, right? 1,000 times 12 is 12,000. If you got an interest rate of 6%, I can't do this math in my head, but interest rate of 6%, let's say it's 7.2%. You're going to get charged 0.006% a month on that $12,000, wherever your balance is, and that's going to, have some equation. They're going to tell you how much your payment's going to be, so you pay it off in that time. And again, you're not missing any payments, no fees, whatever. To put it simply, your monthly auto loan payment is calculated at the beginning of your loan by dividing total amount interest rate, including interest, by the number of months. Okay, like I just said. All right. Recent averages for factors that affect your car payment. While each car buyer situation is different, the following numbers offer insight into the car financing market in the first quarter of 2023. All right, y'all, we got the average monthly payment. All right, we got average. We got the average something, and then we got new cars versus used cars. So average monthly payment $725 versus $516 new and used. Loan amount 40 G's. This is crazy. That means people can't be putting. God, what? I'm sick because we got my wife's car in April, so we're right in this time frame, I believe. For first quarter, yeah, April, second quarter. Y'all, sorry I'm talking low. The loan amount for used cars average is $26,000, which is a lot for a used car, but we had the panorama making prices go up. So let's just say, okay, $26K. It's saying the interest rate is 11.17 for cars. For new cars, it's 6.58. Let me shout out to my credit. Let me see what we got for my wife's car. I know we got less than 7. I think we got 6 point something. All right, and I'm gonna do yeah, we have 6.49 on a used car. Shout out to me. No, shout out. I'm not gonna say where I pick at, even though it's a credit union. Anyways, 6.58 for new, 11.17, 11.17 for used. Outside of credit cards and how the housing market is, because the housing market, they're 10% plus interest rates, double digit. It kind of is what it is. Credit cards, if you're doing debt, credit cards should be the only thing that you have double digit interest rates on. I don't care what anybody says. Do not. Now, not saying they don't offer double digit interest rates on other products, as you can see here with cars, but if you're going to take out debt or get a loan with credit card, whatever it is, the only thing where you should be looking at, I got to pay over 10% of interest is a credit card. That's because they're all pretty much all that. Everything else, nope. You need to make another decision. And not like that. You need to do something else. The loan term is the same. Look at the credit score, 742, 6. In all honesty, 742 to 677. That's not that big of a difference. That's 70. That's 70 points. That's less than 70 points. That's not that big of a difference. Oh my goodness. 11.17% is crazy, and the term is still the same. Oh Lord, are we done? Okay. Let me see how much more we have to go. Okay, we're almost. Okay, cool. We're almost done. That's crazy. All right, how credit scores affect? Okay, yes, your credit. If you didn't know, the higher your credit score, generally speaking, the higher chance you have of getting why does this keep doing this? The higher chance you have of getting a lower interest rate. It's that simple. Why does it keep doing this? Sorry, y'all. Every time I click, it keeps sending me somewhere. All right, here we go. Yes, your credit score impacts your interest rate and whether or not you're going to qualify for the loan, let them know your interest rate. All right, average monthly payment we get by credit card. So super prime, $781 to $850. And this, I swear to y'all, I do not read ahead, but this is where I'm like, remember, I was a teller. It is what it is. What do I know about financial stuff? But this is why I said, y'all, this shit is so fucking funny. We try not to cuss on here. 677 to 742. 677 is the average credit score for used cars. 742 is the average credit score for new cars. However, because remember, it's a range for a credit score. That's why I told y'all, never mind. The prime range starts at 661 and goes to 780. So last time I checked, 677 is in between 661 and as well as 742. So in short, the average buyer for a car, whether it's new or used, has a prime credit score. This is not that different. And a lot of people say, get a 740, 760. I mean, again, if you know about the 780 threshold, how they look at that, then. But again, don't take out a car loan unless you already have one and you're switching vehicles and your payment's not, and you're gonna pay it off in the same amount of time. However you want to look at it. Do not go further in the car debt. I highly recommend against it. I know some people do. It is what it is. But I mean, car payments are such a leech on your finances. Average monthly payment, new car for subprime people is $693. For used car people, it's $502. I'm still on the lower end of this. This makes me feel good about my financial decision making. Okay, for the prime people, this is 661 to 780 for their credit score, 733 to 511. Non-prime, 765, 529. Again, this is new versus used. Subprime. Now, what is non-prime versus subprime? If it's not prime, does that mean it? Never mind. Whatever. 501 to 6. How come people who don't have money should be able to take out debt? If you deep subprime, we might want to do something where either you have a prime credit score, whatever they determine that is, or super prime, or you just don't have a credit score at all. Like it's sort of like we make the failing like start at a C. Like either you got a B or an A, right? The honor roll cut off. Either you got a B or an A, right? If you got C's, no honor roll, right? And you can't make honor roll, you can't make personal honor roll. 500 to 600 credit score, you should not be getting issued debt. 300 to 500, why are you here? You need to go to work. You need to generate income. Sorry for smacking y'all. This is where it gets frustrating, where it's like, if you're, for me personally, if it don't start with a 7, and even 700 is low, but if your number don't start with a 7 or an 8, if that 100th place is not a 7 or an 8, you need to not touch that at all. And really, that number, I mean, in all honesty, to tell you the truth, if you're not in the super prime range, in short, imagine not passing the class, not getting A in the class, and it's all open book. The whole class is open book, and you can work with your classmates. That's how easy it is to get the super prime range from 781 to 850. Once you get past that threshold, that just you just have new credit, so your credit score is low. Once you get past that, where you're not considered someone who has new credit, so your credit score is real low. Once you get out of that timeline, or that time range, should I say, it is nothing to have super prime. If you are not in that range, if you are in class and it's open book and you can ask the teacher for help and the teacher will give you the answers when you ask them for help, and you can work with your classmate, you internet, chat, GPT, everything, all this AI, and you still don't get an A, nah, you don't get to retake this class. That's on you. We're kicking you out. All right, how loan terms affect your monthly car payment? What does that mean? We mean, how do loan terms? The terms, never mind. Let's see. Many buyers choose. My bad. I'm saying terms and condition. This is talking about the term as in the length of the vehicle, or the car loan, should I say? Yes, the longer your term, the lower your car payment. This is simple math. All right. If you're gonna pay back $12,000 in a year, that's gonna be more money than you pay back $12,000 in 6 months. Welcome to third grade, right? That's what you learn about division, right? Okay, that's third grade math. All right. Yes, and the longer term costs you more money because you're paying interest over a longer period of time. Okay, it's showing the math equation. Estimating your car payment. All right, cool. Shout out to Shannon Bradley. Again, what's the average car payment per month? The average monthly. Oh, come on. You're just about that. The average monthly car payment is $725 for new cars and $516 for used. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all, locked and loaded. Again, why do we be creeping up on an hour? We'll creep up. I need to memorize some more data. Remember and memorize. Look, y'all. Vehicles. I mean, I talk about car payments, life insurance, owning a home, but car loans ruin. Are your I think I'm gonna name this vehicle. Is your car driving your finance into a ditch? Ooh, that's a good one. Let me note that. I like that title. I hope that's not too many characters. Don't recommend necessities, debt payments, investments, lifestyle. If you have a car loan, pay it off. Pay it off. Pay off all your debt aggressively. But car loans, once you get it out of your life, do everything you can not to have another one. Again, you already have to pay the maintenance on it depreciating, and it depreciates. So all the money you put into it, you're not going to get it back. At least with the house, it's going to appreciate. Not 100%, but most of the time your house is going to appreciate. So all the maintenance, all the stuff you put into it, you get that equity back and you get appreciation, right? That the house appreciates. So what you're putting into it, the maintenance, you're going to get that back. You're going to get some growth on that house. Complete opposite for the vehicle. You're going to drive it. I'm going to drive my car until, all it's worth, $2,000. Like I really don't, I'm not factoring in how much my car is going to sell for when I get another vehicle. Cause that's when, whatever you're going to give me for it. Like, she's barely working. So if y'all can give me 2,000, I'll take 2,000. Right? I'm not about to hassle with you. I can barely get it to turn on. Anyways, car loans, cars in general, but the car loan monthly average payment increase is getting out of control. I swear the last time I saw these numbers before, and I was seeing 700. I don't ever remember the average monthly car payment being $600. I remember it went from 500 to 700. It was just like, what happened? All right. So for those of you who do have a car loan, again, necessities, debt payments, investments, lifestyle. After you take care of your necessities, in short, put your car payment usually in that, but you can put in the debt payments section as well. Once you list out your debt, smallest to largest, you work the debt snowball, you pay off the smallest balance. Then after you do that, you roll that minimum payment over to the next smallest one, regardless interest rate, again, smallest to largest balance, and you just knock that stuff out. For most people, depending on how long you've had your car loan is going to, excluding your house, is like going to be your second largest behind your student loans. So it's going to be student loans is your largest one, and then car loan second. You might have more credit card debt, but again, you're going to itemize everything. So you got 5 credit cards at $20,000, you got a $15,000 car loan, but those 5 credit cards are all, $4,000 a piece. So you're going to pay them off before you get to your car. Regardless, if you want to do this that snowball, the avalanche, you still got to put X amount of dollars a month towards your debt to pay it off in this timeline. Interest usually ends up being negligible in both cases. Regardless, once you do pay off your car, if you do have a car loan, do everything you can to not have to take out another car loan again. Personal. If you decide to do it from a business standpoint, tax write-off, that's a whole other conversation. That's not super in my wheelhouse, all right, on the business side. But personal side, don't ever do it again. If you have a car loan, never do it again. I'll never have another car loan. I got married into one. We handle it, and then we're not gonna never have one ever again. Never again. No. If my kids got a car loan, that's because that's the decision they made. But they will not be in a household where no car loans. They destroy you financially. And I know the great thing about cars, and I know. And this is where they call it, getting fleeced for your phone. This I know they got y'all. And talk about leasing that off for a car either. But once they start allowing you to put your cell phone on payments, how y'all putting the cell phone on car payments? How you got a phone payment? If you're gonna take out debt or lease, however you want to look at it, if you're not gonna pay for your phone outright, I know damn sure you're probably also gonna, I pay for your car cash too. And your phone's barely iPhone keep going over 1,000. It's about to be 2,000 probably in a couple years. Might be 2,000 this year. But yes, phones do go up, in price. But hey, you might look, whether you like it or not, Apple is a luxury technology brand. That's why it costs so damn much. Not that it's the best tech wise, but their stuff has a high price tag. iPhones cost a lot of. I think is iPhone the most expensive cell phone? God damn. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 1 terabyte. See, I want to compare a terabyte. It's saying it's 21, almost $2,200. I can't share the screen. I'm not sharing the screen. Don't worry about it. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 1 terabyte. And this is on the Samsung site, it looks like. Yep. They want almost 20. They want over 2 racks for this phone. The 256 gigabyte, which is the smallest size they offer from a storage standpoint, is $1,800. My God. I think that's probably. Now I'm seeing phones for almost 5,000. These might be classic phones. Regardless, cell phones cost a lot, but some of you might not need to get the Pro. You might say I got the iPhone 12 Pro. Some of you might just need to get the iPhone, 12, or the iPhone, 15, whatever is coming out next. You don't need the Pro version. You don't need the most expensive one because you can afford that. And you might not need to get the latest iPhone. You might need to, get a 12 or a 13, right? And work your way up. All right. But that's it, y'all. Locked and loaded. End of the episode. Make sure I hit that like button. I forgot to tell y'all to leave a comment and all that type of stuff when I was talking, because the car stuff I was in shock for some of that stuff. But make sure you leave a like, rate, and review, leave a comment, let Jordan and myself know how you felt about this video and any topics you want us to discuss. And you can also DM us any comments, feedback, questions, concerns as well. Again, my information, as well as my co-host Jordan's information, is in the show notes. Jordan, Stop Stalling J, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. His business page, FinallyFit06, Instagram, FinallyFit, Facebook, FinallyFit.live is where you go to sign up for the virtual training sessions, which are at 5:30 a.m. on Monday and Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. And you get access to the virtual drive with all the classes if you miss something. And you get a once-a-month check-in with Jordan. He'll check in on your fitness goals and diet as well. Myself, Sideline_Cory, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. My financial coaching information is in the show notes and on Twitter and Instagram as far as a link tree. All right. Don't let these cars destroy you, y'all. Cars destroy people. And it's insane to see how it makes sense as the price goes up because over time, right? Inflation. But the way these car loan minimum payment averages are going high, the rate at which they're increasing, it is getting out of control. And these student loans are about to start back up. It's about to get real, real messy, y'all. All right, y'all, that's it. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, just let us know. But if not, y'all know how I end it. Remember to save more. We end it, but this is myself right now. Remember to save more and say less. Shout out to Jordan, my brother Jordan. Remember to save more and say less. Keep making better your best. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.